Now, on the bottom of the deck, we have Unity, which is it's kind of like the Hierophant in other decks. This has to do with spiritual organizations, traditional viewpoints or methods, and seeking out mentors and like minded friends. Well put. This is sort of I think of it as the bridge piece between institutions like religion and spirituality and kind of bringing those together. But it doesn't necessarily have to be institutions. Like, it really can be about having like minded friends, like spirited friends too. If you're a spiritual person, but you're hanging out with people that may not be into that, sometimes that can be really complicated, especially if your values aren't lining up. Although a lot of people from very different traditions can get along as well. So it's not necessarily that. And it can be in a broader context of ensuring, or maybe you're seeking out at this time, individuals that have similar value systems. Example, not hanging out with liars and cheaters, but hanging out with, people that have kind of a do no harm ethos, and so forth. Be sure that you are surrounding yourself with people that are positive for you. One of the hardest things that people face, like, I'm an addictions counselor, and one of the things people deal with is that they want to get straight. They've got a million reasons why they need to get clean and sober, but yet they're hanging out with people who use drugs or that engage in challenging behavior. And if you're surrounded by people that are engaging in really challenging and emotionally trying behavior or illegal behavior or all kinds of stuff like that, it's very, very hard for you to stay on your path, even if you're on probation or whatever is going on. So it's again, kind of this, there's a saying in AA, like, if you hang out in the barbershop long enough, you get a haircut. So you want to be sure that you're hanging out with people that are going to encourage your best self to come forward, right? And also, you don't want to be hanging out with low vibrational people that are going to treat you badly either, because you deserve better than that, right? You deserve better than that behavior. Ace of Fire. This is about a new beginning, exciting opportunities, career advancement, change your life now. This could be that new job that you've been waiting to start. Right? This could be about a new relationship, something that you feel passionate and excited about. And I don't know why, I'm noticing this moon in the background. The moon can be symbolic of phases, stages and phases. Things are finally coming to fruition. That cycle has come to pass. You're moving forward now. It's sort of like the gate is open and you're leaping through it. I'm thinking of a racetrack, like a horse track for some reason. This is you in your passion, right? Moving forward. Leos are passionate people. They have to love and feel excited about the stuff that they do, or they get tired of it very easily. Now, this influence is kind of coming into play for you. This is the Justice card, and it's associated with the sign of Libra. Libra is really cool. Libra is an air sign. And has to do with balance. There's also a Venus influence in that, the planet Venus, which has to do with your feminine, kind of your feminine romantic side, I think. But justice is about things being fair, doing what you know is right, standing up for your beliefs. If you're involved in some kind of a legal issue or situation, this is that it's coming out in your favor. It's coming out in your favor. This is a really good sign. And what's interesting too, I'm thinking about it because Leo is associated with the number 8. Metaphysically. Like if you notice on the strength card, above the head of I guess it's a person, and there's a lion, and there's like a figure 8 on its side. I want to call it a Lumnosgate, and I'm not sure if that's how you say it or not. I had to look that up one day to see how to pronounce it. But it's that infinity symbol that's like the 8 on its side. I really feel like some of you are coming back into a sense of balance. It's like kind of along these lines with the unity and finding your spiritual viewpoint. You know who you are and what path you're supposed to be on, and now you're doing it. And this energy is coming into play, and it's a fresh beginning, a fresh new start. That's what you're fired up about in that Ace of Fire. You're fired up because you're beginning something. You're on a journey, and this is a soul purpose journey. For some of you, it could be a relationship, possibly with a Libra. For others of you, it could be that new career opportunity that you're beginning. For others of you, it's excitement. It's about a new beginning because whatever that legal issue is that you are facing, it's over. The ruling is in your favor. Either way, you've got a lot to be grateful about in this December. At least so far, those are only 2 cards, right, out of 10. We'll see. Queen of Water, this is what's on your mind. Or potentially what may come to pass. But realize, too, that what we think about, what we're focusing our sight at, that's where we go. It's like when you're driving your car. If you're looking at something off to the side of the road, off the shoulder, what do? You wind up driving towards that. We drive towards what we're looking at. So it's that same idea. This is not something that's set in stone per se, but it could be depending on how much your focus is being on that. This is about being somebody who knows who you are and what your emotions are and how to handle those. For some of you, this could indicate a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. So if this idea of justice, right thinking, right-mindedness, and passion at the same time, fire and that justice air coming in, it could be that that's the person that you're becoming involved with. Could be Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. King and queen can be kind of flexible in our modern day society. A queen doesn't necessarily have to be female, but it's somebody who's operating in that loving energy. For some of you, it could be a mother, could be a wife, could be a spouse, could be an ideal, could be something that you want to do. You want to be loving and empathic in your life. You want to implement that. Because as you're beginning this passion pursuit, this Ace of Fire, you want to be a loving person in so doing. Now, you are experiencing a little financial concerns. Sometimes we do need to ask for help. There's nothing wrong with that. It doesn't mean that you're a defective person. It's just the way that it is. If you are self-employed, it could be that there's sort of uneven footing on that. Maybe it's taking a little bit longer, a little bit harder to get that business off the ground. Be very careful that you're not setting some kind of unwilling or unintended. Make sure you're not repelling money away from you because you're having poverty mindset. Like, check your poverty mindset. We do this. Oh my gosh. You should hear it. It's like a lot of people, they set their mind like, I don't want to be a greedy person. I don't want to be money grubbing and all the rest of that. But yet, because we're so overly cautious about being money focused, that we forget that it's just energy and it's not a big deal. Money is just something that, we do something somebody else likes, they give it to us, and then we can give that money to somebody else for something else we want. It's so much easier than bartering. I mean, what's the probability that you want my tea cozies that I handcrafted, and I want your wheelbarrow full of carrots all at the same time? I mean, bartering is awkward, especially in a large society where we have so many options. That's all it is. It's just energy exchange. That's okay. So check your poverty mindset that may be holding you back. Then again, if you are having financial issues and concerns about that, set yourself on a budget. Remind yourself you can handle anything so long as it's true. Most of us really can. We're strong people. We're emotionally strong people. Doesn't mean we're not going to cry sometimes or feel worried. But let's not torture ourselves with that either. See what you can do. Can you cut a corner here or there? Can you ask to borrow money from a family member or a friend, somebody who trusts you? But then you have to be trustworthy and set up a budget plan so that you can pay the person back. Because you don't want to piss people off, right? Now behind you is the Chariot. Finally, right? Forward motion. Emotions, logic, hitch to the wagon that you're dragging. Self-discipline, willpower, conflicting feelings that are being harnessed to move in a harmonious direction. Not giving into your fears. And definitely getting that forward motion. I feel like some of you guys have been stuck and really struggling. Like stuck in the mud, kind of like your wheels are buried in the mud. The Chariot in here, as you can see, the horses are leaping forward. It's not like in the Rider-Waite where you've got those two sphinxes and they're laying down in front of the cart or the wagon, so you can't even get it going. So this is moving forward, and that's kind of lit your fire beneath you. For whatever this energy is that's coming in about the justice, right-minded, it's like, it's about time. It was the right thing to do. Whatever has unleashed so that you can leap forward was the right thing to happen. It was like divine justice was playing out. It took time. It may have been a test. Do you feel tested? Some Leos have really been feeling tested. And it was a test of patience to see where they could go. And now it's boom. Again, that floodgate's opened and they're leaping through that portal. No more waiting. You're moving on with it. Eight of Fire is a lot of fast-moving energy, fast-moving communication, things coming in, travel to a new location, emails, text messages, phone calls, visitations in person, whatever. Delays are over, many things happening at once, events moving at a fast pace, this card says. Exactly what we were seeing from the Chariot. This is carrying forward in that. Now, Four of Water, this is the card representing you. There's some missed opportunity or discontentment or boredom here. What's up with that? You're looking at these different opportunities and you're feeling kind of bummed out, though. What's that about? It's like as much as you're excited about this change that's coming, there's still something missing. But is that an attitude that you can adjust or shift in that situation? Or are you waiting on something? Because this card almost doesn't seem to fit in a way. It's totally weird. This is one of only two water cards in here. The one you were thinking about, like this Queen of Water, in some kind of loving manifestation. As much as you feel passionate and fired up about something is not fulfilling to you emotionally. What is that? Are you not fulfilled in your romantic relationship at home, and the rest of this is about some kind of a employment/spiritual journey? It's kind of what it feels like. Now, in your environment card, this is so weird. We've got the Knight of Fire, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. But this is fast-moving energy as well. Passion. Think things through carefully in spite of the fast and forward motion. You kind of have to think on your feet here because things, bam, 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 they're coming at you, right? But what are you withholding? You're withholding something. For some of you, somebody could be interested in you and you're not, for whatever reason, your heart is like locked in a cage and you're not quite willing to let that person in. What's that about? Hopes and fears. We have the Lover's card. Surprise! Archangel Raphael is about travel. He's about lovers. He's about healing. Is there some kind of healing in your heart chakra that needs to happen to move you through this Four of Water energy here? Or are you waiting on divine timing? But how uncomfortable you feel here has to do with your mindset. Can you focus? Can you concentrate on the passion that you're feeling about your work or whatever this other thing is and be okay with that? The Lover's card is possible Gemini, but it's also a head or heart decision. I see a lot of passion in this reading, though. So what is this? This card is in both the hopes and fears position. Are you hoping for a romantic relationship, a soulmate lover relationship, and it just hasn't happened? And that's why there's this disappointment and a refusal to accept any of the cups being offered you over here? Do you fear this lover's relationship, and that's why you're refusing to accept any of these offers here, even though they may be viable, and somebody may be galloping in here in your environment offering you passion, possibly younger than you are? Who's to say? What's this about? Now, final outcome card. Whoops, wrong way. Final outcome card here. We have the Queen of Air, communication. She's intellectual. This is also a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. So we've got Gemini twice. We've got Libra twice. The Chariot's related to Cancer. I didn't mention that, I don't think, at the time. But this could be cutting out something. This could be maybe being logical. Sometimes Queen of Air can be kind of cold. Not because she's a hater per se, but she's very logical. And if you're an emotionally sensitive person by nature, and Leos can kind of get butthurt. You know, they tend to like to withdraw and lick their wounds in private. I'm thinking of that as a lion, not as a weird human. But you know, depending. So who's this Queen of Air coming in here? For some of you, again, it could possibly be the Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius person that's going to come in. Could that be a potential match for you? Somebody that you feel passionate about. Somebody who's a just-minded person, justice-minded person. Rational, logical, balanced. Lots of communication coming in. Or is this somebody that, could this be you cutting out stuff, cutting other people off when they're offering you something that you don't want, like in the Four of Water? It's going to, take it as it resonates, because it's going to be different for every person. Unless every Leo watching this video is working in the same building, for the same company, whatever. So take it as it resonates and see. But things are definitely looking up. Very, very positive in this way. Be careful that you don't let this energy of disappointment about something emotional or spiritual, because this is not an overly emotional reading in that sense. I mean, you know, on the one hand, there's a great deal of excitement, fast-moving information, communication, passionate energy towards something. You're excited to be, it feels like you're excited to be back on your path again. You may be too busy to really give this a whole lot of thought, but it still may be coming up. You know, with the holidays, that's another thing. The holidays can be a really, really tough time. So if some of you are feeling lonely, or you're feeling discontentment in some way, you know, you couldn't spend the time around the holidays with the people that you want to spend the time with the most, you know, that kind of thing. Be very gentle with yourself in that. You know, be careful though. Don't have expectations. Just enjoy the moment. Enjoy the things that you can do. If you're sitting at home drinking hot cocoa, and watching the Peanuts cartoon or whatever, you know, just whatever you're doing, enjoy yourself with that, you know. It's your life. It's your time. You know, that's one thing we can't manufacture is time. We just kind of have to, so we may as well enjoy what we have while we're here. You know, there's a lot of really great things to be grateful about. And I know sometimes that can be very painful. But gratitude really, really is a wonderful antidepressant. And listening to answers from angels. Well, I'll let the card explain it, because I'm at this point I'm kind of tired. I have a sinus headache and I'm sort of babbly, so I'll let it go. But you know, okay. Pay careful attention to the messages the angels give you now. You have asked for a sign and they deliver it. Notice and trust these signs. You've asked for heaven to help you. Now it's up to you to pay attention to the evidence of their help. This card signifies that your angels are trying to get your attention with signs. They might ask a butterfly or bird to fly near you, or they might compel you to hear a song several times. They might put an object in your path so that you have to notice it. Drawing this card is also a sign from your angels. They are trying to get through. Please notice. You can ask your angels to give you a sign whenever you have a question or a decision to make. Usually it's not a good idea to specify what type of sign you'd like. Leave that up to the angels. They're very good at making their presence known. I do ask when I'm requesting a sign that my angels make it obvious to me because I'm stupid. And I'll tell them that, right? Stupid in matters of spirit and being able to communicate, like to some level. We're all beginners and we're all learning. But, with that, I do ask them to make it somewhat obvious or even to repeat something so that I'll see the same thing maybe 3 or more times in a relatively short span of time. And that usually helps me understand that that is in fact a communication. Or it'll be something like, say I see a bird. It's not just seeing any bird really, but maybe it looks like it's trying to get my attention through the window or on the trail or wherever I might be. So there are certain little things like that. Or, the butterfly lands on you. Or it almost flies right into your face. Or, that kind of thing. But do pay attention to that and be open, right? Be open. There's so much mystery out there. And being grateful of that, gratitude will raise your vibrations. I did mention that in talking about the Four of Water earlier too. That's another thing. Thank them so much for their help. They're working behind the scenes, whether you know it or not. I'm feeling this right here. But they do so much for you that you will never, ever, ever know. Thank them. Speak it out loud. If you feel like people will think you're crazy, just be in your room, in the shower, in the bathtub, in the privacy, wherever. Step outside. Like you're taking a cell phone call, stepping outside the house for a minute. Going out to the car in the garage and then just give them a shout of thanks, whatever the case may be, and thank them for that. Thank them for their help in your life, and ask them to help you. They want to, they want to serve you. Angels and spirit guides serve God by serving you. It's totally weird. I don't understand how it works, but it just does. And, know this, right? Know this. You are worth it. You deserve it. You're good enough, right? You are enough. You are enough.